Have you ever experienced the profound fatigue that accompanies prioritizing others incessantly? Do you find it challenging to decline when solicited for assistance? Many individuals, myself included, possess an intrinsic inclination towards altruism. It is embedded in our nature to extend support and care. However, at what juncture does benevolence become excessive? I have perpetually identified as a benefactor. Affirmation comes naturally to me. Yet, over time, I discerned that acquiescing to others frequently equated to neglecting myself. I found myself enervated, depleted, and estranged from my own necessities. This perpetual altruism, albeit well-meaning, exacts a significant toll. We expend our energy on others, leaving a scant reserve for ourselves. We may even lose sight of our own identity amidst the incessant compulsion to assist. Acknowledging this pattern was the initial step towards transformation. I had to comprehend that my value was not contingent upon my contributions to others. My well-being was of paramount importance. Helping others can be incredibly rewarding. It allows us to connect, to make a difference, and to feel needed. However, there's a hidden cost to constantly putting others first. We may sacrifice our own well-being, our time, and even our sense of self. When we prioritize everyone else's needs above our own, we risk burnout and resentment. This can lead to strained relationships and emotional exhaustion. We may even start to resent the very people we're trying to help. It's important to acknowledge that our capacity to help is not limitless. We are all human, with our own limitations and needs. Ignoring these needs can have serious consequences for our mental, emotional, and even physical health. Learning to set boundaries is not selfish. It's an act of self-preservation. It's about recognizing that we can't pour from an empty cup. We need to take care of ourselves in order to effectively care for others. Why do we find it so hard to prioritize ourselves? Often, it's because our sense of self-worth is intertwined with our ability to help. We feel valued when we are needed, appreciated when we give. But true self-worth comes from within. It's not dependent on external validation or the opinions of others. When we base our worth on helping, we give away our power. We become defined by our actions rather than our inherent value as individuals. This realization was pivotal for me. I began to understand that my worthiness was not up for negotiation. It was an intrinsic part of who I was, separate from my role as a helper. Detaching our sense of self from our actions allows us to set healthy boundaries. We can help from a place of love and generosity, not from a need for approval or validation. Section 4. The gift of self-care. Self-care is not selfish. It's an essential practice that allows us to recharge, refocus, and show up more fully in our lives and relationships. When we prioritize our own well-being, we're better equipped to handle challenges, manage stress, and offer genuine support to others. Self-care can take many forms. It might be as simple as taking a walk in nature, reading a book, or spending time with loved ones. It could also involve seeking professional help, practicing mindfulness, or setting aside time for hobbies and passions. The key is to find activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul. When you prioritize self-care, you're not just taking care of yourself, you're investing in your ability to be present and engaged in all areas of your life. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of your own needs first, so you can show up as the best version of yourself. Section 5. Boundaries. The courage to say no. Setting boundaries can be challenging, especially in a society that often glorifies selflessness and sacrifice. We may worry about disappointing others, appearing selfish, or damaging relationships. However, setting boundaries is not about saying no to everything. It's about being selective with our time and energy so that we can show up authentically in the ways that matter most. It's about saying yes to ourselves. Start by identifying your limits. What are your non-negotiables? What drains your energy? Once you're clear on your boundaries, communicate them clearly and respectfully. It's okay to say no to requests that deplete you or compromise your well-being. Remember, saying no to something often means saying yes to something else, to your own needs, your own priorities, and your own well-being. Embracing self-care and setting boundaries are acts of courage and self-love. They allow us to live more authentically, to cultivate healthier relationships, and to show up in the world with more energy and purpose. Ready to make your first move? Enroll now and start transforming your game today. Be magical. Do you want to be more successful? I, Irish Von Beetle Ruby, believes in you. Visit mymarvelousmedia.com or link TRE My Marvelous Crypto Life for ideas to get more revenue. Your several passive income stream journey starts now. To